r/askreddit. What is your favorite dead video game franchise? Roller Coaster Tycoon. Oh, what a nice game. Yes. And Zoo Tycoon. Call me a sadist, but I always like to put my customers through hell in those games. Whether it was crashing a coaster into a lake or letting dinosaurs loose on the masses. Good times. Star Fox. Apparently years ago its original creator had plans to reboot it, but when he was doing market research he discovered its popularity was mostly among furries who drew pornographic fan art of his characters. So he abandoned it again. Left 4 Dead. I've been waiting for Left 4 Dead 3 since around 2010. A lot of people don't remember that L4D2 came out only 1 year after the first game with so many improvements, so I've had high expectations of the third installment for a long time. Similar thinking with Star Wars Battlefront, but I didn't play the new Battlefront until recently. Everybody else is posting single player games, so here's a multiplayer one. Unreal Tournament. UT 2004 specifically was among the best multiplayer FPS ever made, but all the games in this series UT 99 through UT 3 were each fantastic in their own way. Advance Wars. There's a game called Wargroove out right now and you can mod it to be Advanced Wars as well as play through the whole campaign. Justin, for your information if you care to look into it. Dual Strike was seriously excellent. If only I could convince anyone I know to play multiplayer with me. Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth. I miss the old real-time strategy games. New RTS games, if you can even call them that, completely lack any sort of strategy and end in massive paywalls. Legacy of Kain games. There were kind of melodramatic gothic puzzle platform games with some really cool exploration mechanics, and Simon Templeman was an absolute rock star as the voice of Kain. I'm mad that Nosgoth was shut down before I got the chance to play it. I would kill for a new Legacy of Kain game. Golden Sun 1 and 2 basically got me through the first month of lockdown. There is so much love and detail put into those games. Side quests have their own mechanics, characters, full storylines, and music. There's a few areas in the game where only 1 or 2 optional fights happen and they could have just reused the background art from somewhere else, but they gave it unique art. The battle system makes turns fun. If they were to bring back the series it should probably be in the style of Breath of the Wild or Genshin Impact, I think. The SSX Extreme snowboarding games. Can't find anything close to it on newer consoles. I went looking for a good snowboard game recently as I used to play the hell out of Amped on the originals box, but found the offerings lacking. Snowboard games were a staple of late 90s early 2000s consoles. Cool Borders. If BioShock counts as dead. BioShock. I'm satisfied with what we have though. 3 excellent games and a handful of great, albeit expensive, DLCs. I always thought one day we'd get one more game set in an underground city, kind of like in City of Ember. Breath of Fire. 18 years since the last real release. The web-based free-to-play microtransaction game released in 2016 does not count. Tied directly with the mainline Wizardry series. Didn't even know they had came out with 6, but I guess because it was JP release only. Looks like servers didn't stay online long. Sad. No one going to say Burnout. Burnout 3 was such a fun game. The crash mechanics were just so good at the time. The mode where the objective was to cause as much mayhem as possible with one car crash was my dad and I's jam. Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor greater than Call of Duty until Call of Duty 3 came out in my opinion. As a Canadian, it was so cool to finally be able to play as a Canadian soldier. I was born in the mid-90s and Medal of Honor Frontline and Rising Sun were my gateways into FPS games. Darkness. Scrolled a while to find this. I played the first one a long time ago, right before the second one came out. I loved them both. I recently bought the 360 version of the first one so I could replay it. Left 4 Dead. I know. Back 4 Blood is looking pretty good, but I'd really have liked it if they continued the world and lore from L4D. I suppose this does let them explore new zombie types though. I don't mind since I didn't really play the game for the story elements. The gameplay was 90% of the fun. So if they can mimic that, I'll be set. Titanfall 2. Yeah, I wish I would have gotten into this before Apex. Now it just feels like I would be trying a dead game for sure. I really enjoyed 1 but never picked up 2. I was playing too much PUBG at the time. It's worth it for the single player alone. Growing up, I used to have a blast playing Turok. Because I had horrible tastes, the Xbox 360 Turok was awesomeness to me. Knifing at Trex was dope. That Turok was fucking dope, and I still chuckle at the fact that the villain was a Native American wannabe. Like Steven Seagal. Star Wars Battlefront. The real Star Wars Battlefront. I played Star Wars Battlefront 2 so much on my PlayStation 2 that the disc shattered while I was playing it, and I'm not ashamed to say that I cried over losing that game. Crisis. It's my favorite game franchise. It's a shame a franchise with such amazing story, fun gameplay and beautiful graphics died like that. I still play them again after all these years. Still can't find a computer to run it. Welcome to the Watch to the End Club. Here's a picture of a doggo. Thanks.